Hey guys, what's going on? So I've got the Lowrider behind me, and finally I've got the 20 amp hour 48 volt battery which I ordered back in April. It's taken about 6 weeks to turn up, but can't complain. It's finally here, but now I've got to take the decision where to drill some holes on the frame and where to mount it. So today I'm just going to be zip tying the battery into maybe 3 or so different locations on the frame. See how each of them look, see how each of them feel, think about the pros and cons before I commit to like drilling this frame that's had tons of work and custom paint done and everything to it. I bought a riv nut gun so I can basically put threaded holes like you get in the drink bottle holders into the frame, but before I do that I want to 100% know where I'm committing to putting this battery on the frame. So I'm going to show you guys around the bike and the different locations. Right guys, so this is location number 1. Now you've got to try and excuse the fact that it's zip tied in place and I've got a bit of foam to protect the paintwork. This necessarily isn't going to be here, it might be a few more inches up. I think the weight of the battery is about 4 or 5 kilos, so it's slid down. The battery can be up here. Obviously if I mount it, I could flip it round so this angle bit's the other end and this steeper angle is flipped around. This is option number 1. Now pros and cons. This way round, this cable exits here and I might have to run it along that tube, or the cable routing options might become a little bit complicated, because along the top tube it's a lot easier. It exits here and it can go straight to the controller, which is going to be somewhere in this back section. So that's nice, but coming along here you've got the issue of, I don't know if these tubes are connected. The seat post probably comes most of the way down to this point, so running any cables that way. There is the option that I could run it into this tube, up underneath this bit here, maybe drill another hole in here and come out somewhere similar. So there are options there. I am capable of extending this cable. It's a fairly simple job. So that's the options. I'm going to stand on the bike now. I'm going to stand on the bike now and see how it feels sitting in pedalling position and standing up on the foot plates that I've had put on. The pros about it is, like, aesthetically, that the battery's nowhere near the foot plates. I don't think that's a bad position. It kind of looks a bit like a radiator or something you'd have on the front of a bike or motorbike. So anyway, I'm going to put my phone down and I'm going to try hopping up and standing on the bike and sitting on it. Right, standing up, no issue at all. Really like that placement there, it's right out of the way. Yeah, it's decent. Sitting down, I mean, it's not on dead straight anyway. Looks like it's slightly off, but that isn't going to be an issue. I can't really hold the brake. Oh, hold on, there you go. Right, that isn't going to cause any issues pedalling at all. That position there. That feels decent. Right, option number 2 is mounting the battery upside down on the top tube. This is option number 2. Wasn't one that I thought of before I got the battery, but perks of this would be the wiring. I wouldn't have to run it through the frame at all because it literally exits out and can join the rest of the wires going straight to the controller. Obviously hanging upside down is going to be quite a lot of stress, but I probably could mount 3 or 4 riv nut bolts to hold that in place. It should be right, not using the bike off-road, but that's a possibility. But I'm going to try sitting on the bike, see how it feels sitting on it with the weight there and that between my feet and my legs and the chain. Just going to step back before I do that, actually. Have a look. I mean, you've got to try and picture it without the white foam piece in, and it's going to sit about an inch closer to the frame. That's not as bad as I thought right there, but let's see what it's like on the bike. Right, I don't know if you can see that, but this is standing up on the bike where the battery comes in relation to the chain. I can sort of feel the weight being a bit more central, especially like obviously I'm not moving anywhere, but to be honest, I think once you're moving along, I don't think you're really going to notice too much, that positioning. It's quite central to where I'm sitting, so you know, it's not bad. It's not a bad place. I'm going to try sitting down now, see how it feels. Here we are in the sitting position. To be honest, it doesn't really get in the way or affect anything. It's really actually not in the way pedaling either actually, so let's lean that up against her. Give you a little look at another angle. Actually don't mind that so much the more I look at that. Like, it's good to see it from different angles as well, but I don't know. Sometimes I look at it in an angle and I'm not sure. Sometimes I think it looks good. But number 2, upside down on the top tube, that is a possible option. Right, final and third option is, well, wherever that is, where that, on the bottom down tube. I have posted this on my community and most people have suggested this way, but I'm not entirely convinced myself, and I'm going to tell you why I'm not sure about mounting it here. Right, just before I get into it, let's look visually how that looks. The position don't look too bad. It kind of looks alright, but this is where, for me, I'm not sure about it. First off, it's starting to cover the area where the footrests go. I'm not saying my foot's going to touch this, but there's a lot of design work gone into these brackets and these foot plates, which I kind of don't like it infringing on the space of the foot plates, to be honest, myself. And again, I need to stand on this and actually sit on it to see how it feels. But also the cable running options, again, are going to be an issue along this down tube unless I just tack it to the top of that frame. Yes, it may be a little bit complicated, but I won't let the cable routing options put me off wherever I think it looks and feels best. But yeah, that's the main things. I'm not 100% sure about this position here. Also, someone was saying about getting this, a couple of people have said to me about getting this painted the same colour as the frame. I don't want to do that because I feel like it takes away the shape and the lines of the frame. If you have a big yellow metallic blob, it's just not going to look right to me. I think it looks good having the black accessories against just that pure, you know, frame shaped triangle. So that's my opinion anyway. But yeah, time to sit on it, stand on it, see how it feels. Someone just went past and gave me this bike for free. Asked if I want to do a conversion of my own on it. I do happen to have a 2000 watt 20-inch back wheel, so let me know if you want me to do a video on a ridiculous conversion of this. Alright, that's the battery position standing. This is the battery position standing, holding on to the bars. I mean, it's close to the chain everywhere, but it runs all the way along across to the bottom of that chain. I don't know why, I just feel like I'm not feeling this position. Everyone else seems to be, but I don't like the fact that it covers that bracket, you know, because that's quite a focal point visually for me, you know, like the back bracket's nothing covering it. Let's try sitting down. Yeah, sitting down, it doesn't bother me too much, like the width of it. I just don't like the fact that it comes past here. I feel like nothing should be covering this part of the bike. Right, from there onwards, that's fine. I mean, I might be able to move it forwards. No, that's touching the front now. Anyway, I'll give you a few angles on this. It's hard, it's leaning over, isn't it? It's not ideal. Anyway, gives you an idea. I don't like it on the bottom. I think it's too fat. I think it's too fat because this is another thing that I didn't really notice until now. This tube's obviously, well, I already knew the frame, but what I'm saying is, in regards to the battery, this bottom tube is much thinner and that's a very heavy battery, and to me that just looks out of place. Whereas this tube is a hell of a lot thicker, and I'm pretty certain this top tube, yeah, that top tube is a much bigger diameter than that one. So for them reasons, I don't think I'd go with that position. This is like the third option, but I'm pretty sure I prefer one of the first two options. But right, so that's all three options of mounting it to the bike. I think I'm starting to get my own personal thoughts on which one I'm going to choose before I go drilling into the frame. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm always up for other people's opinions. Where do you think I should mount this battery? The last thing I'm going to do to this right now is get the battery and put it back in one of the other two positions and strap it down a lot harder with a few more cable ties and a microfiber cloth, because tomorrow I think I'm just going to temporarily cable tie everything in place and actually have a go of that bike with the motor working, connect the controller up, just really temporarily. I just want to, it's been so long waiting that I just want to try the bike out and maybe see how the battery feels in a certain position, like actually riding it around and braking and handling. That's one other thing as well. A lot of people keep going, oh, this is going to affect the handling. I mean, take a look at that bike. I definitely haven't built that for handling in mind. If anyone thinks I've built that for handling and performance, yeah, I mean, look at it. It's not about that. It's a beach cruiser. It's not for going off-road. It's not for going fast around the track. I'm not expecting it to ride exceptional. You know, there's a balance, but yeah. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this little short video. Don't forget to leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about battery positioning and stuff. Do you want to see a video of me taking this for a test ride with everything temporarily bolted up tomorrow? Yeah, that's it for today. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a video soon. Take it easy.